Smack-a-magab, it's time for the final Crazy Stories at the Sportatorium show. And now I'm going to touch upon the concerts I saw in 1987 and 1988, where that's as long as the Sportatorium been around. I mean, 88 is the cutting off point. So, the first show I saw in 87 was Iron Maiden, and that was Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I think the opening band was Dogs L'Amour. I don't remember. I remember that name. I think they opened the show. Maiden was cool. They played Phantom of the Opera, which was cool. I mean, it's not with Dickinson. No, wait. Phantom of the Opera, I think, was Somewhere in Time tour. I don't remember. I do remember seeing the Seventh Son tour, but I don't remember the set list. It was different than the Made in Japan, because I know they didn't play Still Life or Killers, and they did on that home video. But it was a cool show. I dug it. Though I'm not a fan of Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, but hey, the show was cool. Alright, then March 6th, Rat and Poison. And I did watch Poison. I did get in early. I saw Poison in LA in a club. Then I saw them open for Quiet Riot and the Quiet Riot 3 tour at Sunrise. And then this. And I don't know why I went in. I'm not a Poison fan. So we watched Poison, and they had, I do remember they had little dance moves. They were choreographing stuff. It was not my thing. I know there's a lot of Poison fans out there. God bless you all. And then Rat came out, and the same thing happened with the sound I saw in the past couple, the last headline show on Invasion. This was Dancing on the Cover. Sounded terrible. People were leaving in droves during Rat. And this happened on the tour before. It just wasn't good. Horrible sound, man. Still better than Van Hagar. Alright, then. Motley Crue with Guns N' Roses. This was the Girls tour and Appetite for Destruction. I saw Guns N' Roses 2 years prior to this at the Troubadour. Before they were signed, they were a new band. And then I got Appetite for Destruction. My friend got it on cassette. And then I got it. I loved it. And they were good. I thought they were good. They were a little sloppy, but it was dangerous and fun. Motley Crue came out, and it wasn't as good as the Theater of Pain tour, though it was fun. It was a fun show, and the spinning drum thing was cool, but he had samples. It wasn't good as the Theater of Pain drum solo. But it was a cool show. But the Theater of Pain was much better. And Shout of the Devil was much better. Alright, then we end the year on December 29th with Def Leppard and Tesla. Now this was the Hysteria tour, you know, where they played in the round, but in the Sportatorium it wasn't big enough, I guess, the floor, so it wasn't in the round. They had a regular stage. Tesla, I love that first album. They came out, they kicked ass. Def Leppard, Hysteria, not a fan, but they played some good stuff. They played Die Hard the Hunter, which I do not believe they played on the Pyromania tour. They opened up with Stage Fright. Those Hysteria songs are just garbage, all they did. But everything in between. I didn't like the Unplugged, Bringing on the Heartbreak either. But, you know, they did. I like Pyromania, so I enjoyed Foolin' and the other tracks they played from that album. But that was the end of 1987. All right, the last year, 1988. And I saw 6 shows in 1988. Starting with February 12th, Kiss with Ted Nugent. Kiss was not good. It was like they were cutting down on costs, not a big stage show. Ted Nugent ruled, blew them away. And that was a Crazy Nights tour, so they were playing Bang Bang You and nonsense like that. But at least Ted Nugent kicked ass. That was February 12th. March 25th, I saw Whitesnake with Great White. Now this was when Vivian Campbell was in the band. And, you know, it was the video for they didn't play on the album, but it was Vivian Campbell, Adrian Vandenberg, Rudy Sarzo, David Coverdale, and Tommy Aldridge. And it was awesome. Great White, I'm not a fan of Great White after that debut album. And they did play, if memory serves me correct, they did play On Your Knees. At least they played one song. Though I do like Face the Day from the second album and also Save Your Love. I dig that ballad, and they did those as well. So I enjoyed 3 songs. But it was an alright show. Whitesnake did kick ass. Alright, then April 17th, Aerosmith with White Lion. Now, like usual, we would go to the show early and drink in the parking lot, get drunk, and we saw a bunch of people running to the back. And I'm thinking, oh shit, it's a member of Aerosmith. So I went running too. And when I got there, it was Mike Tramp. And I was like, oh, Mike Tramp. And he saw me and he goes, hey, you, come here, come here. I was wearing a King Diamond shirt. And he said, you know, King Diamond's my best friend. I was like, oh, cool. And then he gave me an autograph with a band picture, just his autograph. He was a nice guy. Not a White Lion fan, but he was a nice guy. And I went and watched them. And yeah, I'm still not a White Lion fan. Aerosmith, this was Permanent Vacation, which, not a big fan of that album even, though I do love this, the title track. And Hangman's Jury, which they played both. And Angel I like as well. Not a fan of the rest, but they did play some old school stuff. I believe they played Lord of the Thighs that night. And, you know, SOS, I believe, was played. It was a great Aerosmith show, minus some of the... I hate that song, Ragdoll. When they did that, it was... Ugh. All right, then, August 5th. Wait. I got something wrong here. Maybe January 19th was 87. That might have been somewhere in time, because August 5th was 88. That was Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, so I messed up. When I was talking about Maiden in 87, that was somewhere in time where they played Phantom of the Opera that night. And also they played Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. They kept it on the set list on the next show. So yeah, that was somewhere in time. But this one, I already talked about Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, so you already know. And that made a show with Yngwie. The Seventh Son, I mean the Somewhere in Time tour. Alright then, alright, here's the doozy. August 10th, the second to last show I saw there was AC/DC. Blow Up Your Video tour. I don't remember who opened. On the way to the show, my friend Nick ran a red light and he bashed right into an SUV, totally totaling his car and messing up the SUV. The lady in the SUV had a baby, and thank God the baby didn't get hurt. So the car's wrecked. I'm sitting on the road with my hand in my head in my hand in my head. Oh man, I can't believe this. This sucks. I'm not gonna see AC/DC, you know. And then Nick comes running. He goes, "Hey, I got you a ride." And I go, "No, Nick, I can't leave you here." And Nick was gonna fight me. He said, "You're gonna go. We're gonna get down now." So he found this dude. Said he was going to the show. So this guy gave me a show. I don't know who this guy is. Kind of gave me the willies a little bit on the way there. He was. I don't remember what he was saying, but it was weird shit. So we go into the show, and I do remember during the Jack, when they were playing, AC/DC was playing the Jack, he started to rub my back, and I was like, dude, no, I'm not into that shit, you know? But I enjoyed the show. They played Livewire, the first time I ever seen them play Livewire. No, not Livewire, High Voltage. First time I seen them do that. They played Nick of Time, which is a rare one, Blow Up Your Video song. They didn't play This Is War, which sucks, because I love that song. They opened with Heat Seeker, and it was a big bomb came on stage, and then it blew up, and Angus came out. It was awesome. It was an awesome show. So then after the show, his car got stuck because it was a muddy pit. That parking lot, when it rained, it was all mud, and his car got stuck, and we had to push it. A bunch of people helped us. We got it going. Then we're driving down the road, and smoke is billowing out of the hood, and I'm like, oh man, this sucks. And we pull into a gas station. And then I get out of the car, and just so happens, it's such weird luck, there was this guy in the gas station that was at my record store. I had a record store at the time, the week before. And he was there because of my friend Ronnie took him there. So Ronnie wasn't there, but this dude was. And I said to him, dude, if you give me a ride home, I will give you any record in my record store. I think I offered him 2 records. He said, sure, man. So that guy got pissed. I said, hey, dude, I got a ride. And I went with these dudes, and they took me home safely. That's a crazy story, right? And then we go to the last show, which was Judas Priest, Ram It Down, and Cinderella Open, Long Cold Winter. Now, you can see that show on YouTube. Somebody filmed it. It must have been a big-ass camera in '88, but somebody snuck in, filmed the show. It's on YouTube, the full show, but, you know, the show on YouTube, it says Judas Priest in Miami. It wasn't Miami. It was Pembroke Pines. But we all knew it was the last time we were going to be at the Sportatorium. It was so sad. I was there just... Man, I wish I would have taken pictures at the Sportatorium. Didn't think. But I know I was soaking in that whole night, man, going, man, this is the last time we're going to be here. It's such a great place. And to this day, it's the greatest place I've ever been to. And I remember Tom Kiefer came down on piano like on the stage. It was weird. Playing Don't Know What You Got. And yeah, Cinderella was alright, but I'm more of a fan of Night Songs. Then Priest comes out. And they ruled, playing shit like Sinner and oh man, Beyond the Realms of Death. The first time I ever seen them play that. It was massive. You know, they did Ram It Down. Did they do Love It to Death? No, I don't think they did that one. They did Heavy Metal. And I think that's it off that album. Is it? No, Come and Get It. They did that as well. But all the rest was classic Priest, and it was awesome. And that was it, my friends. That's the end of my crazy Sportatorium stories. And too bad AC/DC didn't end that year, because that's the craziest story of those years. But there you go. That's all my shows I saw at the Sportatorium, and I'm sure in the future I'll do other past shows I saw, like at Sunrise Musical Theater or West Palm Beach Auditorium or Miami Arena. There's so other venues I went to, you know. And some crazy stories happened there. So I want to thank you all for watching. I do appreciate your support. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring the little notification bell. And please like this video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And smack 'em a gaba. Before we get canceled, check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me and Wattzilla. We are the Podcast Kings. Link to the podcast is in the description below, and also a link to the YouTube page. Check out older episodes with visuals. And very soon, either Ian and I will learn how to go on YouTube Live. Might be soon. So check out the greatest podcast ever according to science.com. It's also God's favorite podcast and Satan's favorite podcast as well. So check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast before we get canceled.